So, in the past couple of days, we've had some announcements regarding the undercard for Oleksandr Usyk versus Anthony Joshua 2. As of the time of me recording this video, Badu Jack versus Richard Rivera is set to be on the undercard, alongside Tyrone Spong versus TBA, and potentially Callum Smith. That hasn't been formally announced or confirmed, but that's just some speculation. That's all we have so far, and underwhelming to say the least, but unfortunately it's not really surprising. Really come to expect this from pay-per-view cards in general these days, but especially Anthony Joshua pay-per-views. Just like the first fight between Joshua and Usyk, it was a very lacklustre undercard. There were some, decent knockouts and decent performances from the fighters, but none of the fights were particularly tantalizing or really got you excited. It was really just the main event. And don't get me wrong, I don't want to sound like I'm overly critical or I'm hating, because this, in my opinion, Joshua versus Usyk, the first fight and this second fight, is pay-per-view material. I have no problem shelling out the money to watch these two fight. But, sometimes you pay £25 for one night of boxing. You want a couple more fights. And now I'm willing to eat my words if these fights turn out to be really entertaining and it's just a great night of boxing. And even if more, but maybe higher profile fighters or fights are announced in the coming days, by all means, I'd eat my words. But the state of it now, this is weak. But unfortunately, as I say, it's to be expected almost. For example, Badu Jack, he's been fighting quite a bit in the Middle East, so I guess he's kind of in familiar territory. Richard Rivera, I've never actually seen him fight, never actually heard of him, to be fair. So maybe I'll do my homework. He might be a handy fighter, but Badu Jack, he's like touching 40 now. I think it's fair to say his best days are probably behind him. But he has been in some entertaining fights, especially against Adonis Stevenson, James DeGale. But those were a long time ago. Richard Rivera, as I say, I'm going to have to do my homework. Tyrone Spong is someone who I do know. He is a former kickboxing world champion, I believe. And he was actually scheduled to face Oleksandr Usyk for Usyk's heavyweight debut, I believe. But failed a drugs test, if memory serves me correctly. So, I'm not too well versed in kickboxing, but I know Tyrone Spong. I'm not sure how good a fighter he is. I'm pretty sure he's up there in age. So, once again, another aging fighter. I haven't seen an opponent listed for him, so I can't imagine it's going to be anyone that good. If it is, maybe they can get him a kind of heavyweight contender, someone we know. That might be a bit better, but once again, pay-per-view viewing, I'm not sure. Callum Smith, he fought on the undercard of the first fight, scored a chilling knockout over Castillo, I believe his name is, the guy who fought Dimitri Bivol a few years ago. And that was his first fight up at light heavyweight for Callum Smith, I believe. Starched the guy completely with a right hand, and it was quite a scary knockout. So Callum Smith, I don't mind seeing Callum Smith, but realistically, what kind of opponent can they secure for him, given that there's a month and 1 day, pretty much a month left? So maybe there's going to be some more announcements and whatnot. I hope there is, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Now, that's the undercard, or what we have of it so far, and those are obviously my thoughts. But some amusing kind of developments. There have been some comments, some cynical comments made about Eddie by people who think that Eddie Hearn may be doing this deliberately to spite Sky for securing the rights to this fight. Just to entertain it for a second, I don't think it's completely impossible, but I do think it's doubtful because, and I'm going to play devil's advocate like I try and do in all my videos. So these people think that Eddie Hearn might be setting up a weak undercard deliberately to spite Sky for getting the rights. Okay, all right, you want to show the fight? We're going to make sure it's trash. I'm not sure if that's really the best business move to make, and I don't think Eddie Hearn is that petty. I don't know Eddie Hearn personally, but I think when you consider that the Matchroom promotional label is still attached to this, I don't think Eddie Hearn would stoop that low and potentially do damage to his own brand. However, that's me assuming that people focus more on the promotional brand rather than the channel it's on. Because I think it's fair to say that sometimes people, if it's being shown on Sky, they think it's being promoted by Sky. If it's being shown on Box Nation, back in the day when Frank Warren was on Box Nation, they associate it with the channel, Sky, Box Nation, Channel 5. They don't necessarily know about or care about the promotional label like Matchroom, Queensbury, Hennessy, whatever. So that's just my kind of speculation. Is it possible that Eddie Hearn's doing this on purpose? I suppose so. I personally doubt it though, just because I don't think Eddie Hearn would be that petty and unprofessional, let's be real. Or maybe he's willing to kind of take a hit to his reputation just to really have a dig at Sky. Who knows? But yeah, kind of amusing seeing that people actually think that might be the case. Who knows, as I say. But also, if you look at AJ undercards lately, they have been kind of weak. The last Usyk undercard, or AJ Usyk undercard, yeah, kind of weak. But the Andy Ruiz second undercard in particular, the undercard for that rematch, I thought that was a pretty good rematch, especially when you consider how many heavyweight fights are on it. The Ruiz undercard before that, so back in 2019, a lot of people liked that one. Personally, I thought that was quite dry. I wasn't really too thrilled about that one. The Povetkin one, that Povetkin undercard was weak, very weak indeed. What was before that? The Joseph Parker undercard, another weak one. The highlight of that was seeing David Price get splattered by Povetkin, which, I like Pricey, so drama's drama, but when it's Pricey getting absolutely smoked by Povetkin, that was kind of bittersweet, I'll say. Yeah, and even like the Klitschko, if you want to go back a bit further, the Klitschko undercard, that was another weak one. So yeah, AJ undercards, don't have the best form, but it is what it is for this one. I'm going to try to be glasses half full because, as I say, I do think that the main event is pay-per-view, and I can't wait. I can't wait for this fight. Immediate rematches, you guys know I'm not a massive fan of, but I do have the feeling that this is going to produce some special performances from both men. So, but we'll talk about that nearer to when the fight's happening. That's all. That's just my take on the undercard. And let me know what you think. Do you think I'm being too harsh? Do you think I'm being too easy on this? Let me know what you think of the undercard down below and I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching and I'll catch you in the next video.